Hello and welcome back to Vet P&E. We've got the flywheel off the bike. We're now sitting in the shop, in the house. You know, there are 3 slots on top. They've got springs and pins that fit inside them. So you don't want to lose them, because you're going to have to put them back in afterwards. What we want to do is take all these bolts out and pull this top plate off. I've already pulled the gear off. So now we're taking this top plate off and we're going to have a look at the bearing as it is stock. As you can see, that's the cause of the problem right there. That should be moving, but it ain't. That should be spinning freely, but it is jammed up. That's the cause of my headache at the moment for the bike not starting. So what we'll do, we'll crack all these bolts off, we'll pull this top plate off, we'll probably remove them bearings as well. So we'll get that done and then we'll come back. And we are back. We got the bolts pulled out. That's the plate as it was sitting on top. If you turn that over, it only goes on one way. You notice this plate is counterbored slightly, if you can get in there to see that. It's got a counterbore in it on one side, and of course you can only put it on one way because it's got countersunk heads for your screws. So it's got a location hole that goes straight through right there, and when you come to look at your flywheel after you've took it off, in the holes at the top you got your screw hole, you got a location hole and your screw hole. So your location hole, you make sure that's lined up with that plate when you put it all back together. Now I'll give you a comparison here. That's the bearing that came out, and it's got some flat edges to it. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or not, but I have an idea feeling that's why it was locked up. That bearing's shot. If you look at the ring, it looks kind of burnt too. Look at the discoloration on the ring. I'd say it's burned up a little bit, but anyway, give me just a second and I'll pull the new one out and let you have a look at that. And here's the bearings we got from the kit. Let me set them on here. We'll give you a comparison. This is a bit more heavier duty set. See the size of the rollers on this one? Quite a lot bigger compared to the old one. So I think I've made the right choice in going with the upgraded kit. Look how small the rollers are on that one. Tiny. Look at all the space in between them. Compared to the new kit, a lot bigger. And with the kit, of course, we've got the new ring. No discoloration on that. So it's just a case of I think that goes on. Gotta work this out. That goes in there. Yeah. That goes in there like that. And that hole that I showed you, we need to line up right there. Hole. Got to line up. Make sure all our screws are lined up. Come back a little bit. Right there. We got the hole lined up. It goes all the way through. That's what we were looking for. Of course, with the kit, we've got the new gear. Your new gear will fit in there once you get it all buttoned down, back together. And of course, you got your new needle set of bearings that'll fit right in there. But you know, we've got to get everything together first, buttoned down, situated in the right spot. And needle bearings will fit in there, and we should have a starter clutch back again. So I'll get that done, and then we'll come back to it. Also, in the kit that I got replacement screws as well. So, you know, want to use a little bit of Loctite when you're installing this. Pop all your screws in, tighten them down, you know, a little bit of Loctite on them. Which I ain't got Loctite, I've got same thing, it's just a different brand. Thread locker. Right there. You know, so I'll use a little bit of that on each screw and tighten it all down. Be back in a minute. Well, we've got all them screws tightened down and Loctited in. I've got the copper bearing put in place, and as you can see, the starter clutch now turning again. There's no play in it at all whatsoever, and it's only a one-way starter clutch, so it'll turn one way but won't turn the other way. So what we got now, we got a shim that fits in the top here, and then there's a snap ring that holds it all in place. There's a little groove right there in the shaft here on that, as you can see. There's a little groove. Your snap ring will just fit inside there on top of your shim, and then you'll be ready to assemble the whole thing back on the bike again. So next time you see me, the flywheel will be back on the bike. Of course, we've got to put the pins back in place, put the flywheel back on the bike, tighten it all down, and we're good to go again. And here we have it, with the gear installed on the back. The springs are back in place, your keyways lined up with your little mark on the gear, a little dimple right there. Still one way, only goes one way, which is supposed to, where it's supposed to be. Now, the idler gear that I was talking about, there's the one that we're on it. Smaller gear, bigger gear at the back, and the shaft comes out. The new one, which is here, has the shaft built into it. What that takes is a couple of needle bearings that fit inside here to hold that in place. That'll be there. Then you'll have the other gears in between there. So we'll be good on that. And I've got the needle bearings somewhere. I just put them down. What do I do with them? Dum da dum da dum da dum da dum. Oh, there they are. Like I say, it comes with needle bearings. to fit on there, so that your gear will run. I got a new rubber seal for something. I don't know. I'll have to figure out what that one goes to. I'll have to come back to you in a minute when I get it all back on and buttoned up in place. But yeah, we're going to replace it with the new gear. Going to change that one out, putting the new one in it. We got all this brand new, ready to go on. We got the ball bearings fit inside the motor right there. Got one set that goes in there, and the other set that goes in the cover right there where that shaft used to be. That shaft was for the gear, the other set will fit inside there, so we won't need that shaft anymore. But yeah, we're getting there slowly but surely.